The Earth in Travail by Benjamin Krem's Master. A Master Speaks, Volume 2, page 89. It may be said that at last some men are beginning to take seriously the dangers posed by global warming and the consequent climate changes that this is bringing about. It is true that there is much disagreement over the reality and extent of the dangers, and of the best means of approaching the problems which are agreed to exist. However, there is no doubt that some men at least are recognizing that men face a formidable task in halting the progress of destruction and in stabilizing the environment. It is also true that even the most aware and concerned of men know little of the extent and complexity of the problems. The problem of pollution is such a case. Pollution takes many forms, some obvious and easily dealt with if the will to do so exists. Some, however, require a science and a remedy as yet unknown to man. They are so toxic and destructive that they must be given high priority to overcome. The effect of pollution on the quality of air, food, on animals, and on fish in rivers and the oceans is known but largely ignored. The most destructive of all, that caused by nuclear radiation, awaits discovery by Earth scientists. The upper levels of nuclear radiation are beyond the present atomic technology. They are also the most toxic and hazardous to man and the lower kingdoms. On all those levels, the problems of pollution must be overcome. This can be achieved only by a complete reconstruction of the present political, economic, and social structures. Man has ravaged and polluted the earth and severely damaged his own environment. Now, man must see it as a top priority to remedy what he has hurt, and so restore to health his ailing planet. He must learn to simplify his demands on the planet and learn the beauty of simplicity and the joy of sharing. Man has but little choice. The urgency of the task demands immediate action. Few indeed realize the true scale of damage already done. The question may be asked, can planet Earth be saved, and by what means? The answer is a resounding yes, and by means which involve the transformation of the present modes of living by the majority of men. The paramount ambition of all so-called developed countries is to achieve an even ever higher percentage of growth of their economies, to become thereby richer, and in an economic world based on competition, to attain dominance and power, and so enjoy a higher standard of life. This being so, the pillaging of the earth, the cavalier waste of resources, is seen as only natural and necessary. This irresponsible action has at last brought planet Earth almost to its knees. Maitreya, you can be sure, will not be long in addressing this urgent problem and in presenting his solutions. The first step he will advocate is the acceptance of the urgency which many today deny. Sharing, he will say, is the beginning of the process of change, which will provide the answers to our woes and the rehabilitation of Earth.